Just because we're dumbasses don't mean you can be too. So don't do any of the we do at home.
We are back, night 2 of episode 2, and this is the second round, and moves on to the third, fourth, and final round. So, we got a lot of racing tonight. We got to get ready for next week's event, so let's get these races done and out of the way. First up, we got Havoc and Boosted. Boosted's in his Pro Mod Imperator. Mostly the only car he could drive, so stick what you're good at. Havoc and Hellfire. He got lucky that gauntlet in the first night missed his boost because he slept hard. So if he's going to be on this one, he better be on the tree. He better be ready. And you can't really sleep on these Imperators or you're done. They leave together, and you know, the Imperators, I don't know what is up with them, but I don't know if Havoc had a good run or not. As soon as Boosted hits his boost, he goes out by about a car. I doubt Havoc drove the car right. Rumor has it he's coming back with an Imperator next week. So I'm guessing if you lose to an Imperator, you gotta switch to one. That's what the new trend is nowadays. So I guess it's gonna be Imperator City next week. I get matched up with Danny in the Orange Crush Nova. You know, I always get matched up with him in cash days. It's just, he's my pair. Even in Chazzy's last cash days, I got matched up with him. You know, it's always 50-50 with him. Sometimes I have good runs with him. Sometimes I have bad runs. Sometimes it's a gap. Sometimes it's a bumper. It's always a good race with Danny, and it's always 50-50 with him. I get out on him like normal, maybe by a fender. He launches out by the time I'm like half the car out. Go for boost, he hits his boost, and my car's pulling away through the top end, and I beat him by about maybe car. There's a little gap there, but he did run a good race. If he would have launched out on me, it would have been game over, and he would have got me. You know, that's a 50-50 race. Danny puts up a match, but sadly, gotta take him out to move on. Next up, we got Max LSX in the 4-door Sultan versus Murder Nova. As long as OD doesn't sleep in this race, this should be an easy pull around. They launch. OD's not sleeping. I don't know what went wrong with his car. I think he just hit bad boost or something, but he was pulling hard. You know, it might be his setup, but it is what it is. He loses by about half a car. We were looking at a timeout. Flagger called it was clean on his screen. I did go to the clip and it was 6 seconds, so that should have been OD's win, but it is Flagger's call, and Tyler called the timeout, or Tyler called it clean. It is what it is. We move on. It sucks, but Murder Nova gotta come back next week. M3 in his Hellfire versus Gap in his Nova. You know, M3, he's quick in that Hellfire. Gap, that's his no prep car. He's been barely running it for this season, so it's been, what, 2 nights? Because he brought nitrous the first night, and then, yeah, the Nova the last couple nights. So it's anyone's game on this one. M3 spins the tires off the line. He's lucky that Gap missed boost. Then he almost hits the cameraman, and he just swirls out, crosses, and it's an L for him. M3 moves on. Gap missed boost. That would have been an easy run for him since M3 spun. M3 caught a lucky one, and, you know, he moves on to the third round. Plumsy in his Street Demon Hellfire, and Aqua and the Reaper GT Classic. You know, they're both 50-50 drivers, so it could go either way. They can both mess up, or they can both have mean passes. Anyone's game. Clumsy starts to roll out on him, but Aqua's right there with him, and the Hellfire just gets out second gear, hits his boost, gives him a gap, and the Reaper got to come back next week stronger. Plumsy made a hell of a pass that time, gave him the gap sauce, and he moves on to the third round as well. Larry in the Hellfire, his new setup for a new car. It's not his street car Zeki, it's a new track car he built up for this event. He's trying it out. It's looking kind of good for him, and we got Boost and an Imperator. Those Imperators are quick. You literally cannot mess up, or you will get gapped. This was a close race. You know, they both leave in the same frame, but the Imperator gets out a little bit and they're neck to neck all the way down. Hellfire hits boost. You know, they both hit boost and the Imperator went by a bumper. Larry ran a good race. You can't get any more perfect than that. That's just how good those Imperators are. And, you know, I do allow them, but it does suck when somebody know how to drive them, does drive them, when we got Hellfires and Novas to drive. It is what it is, but Boost is a hell of a driver, and he moves on to the third round. Third round, what do you know? I pull an Imperator, which is boosted. You know, he was making solid passes tonight. You know, my car isn't as fast as the Imperator. I can prove it. It is what it is. I just have to run a perfect race to maybe have a chance. I got to get off the line by about maybe 1.5 cars to have a chance. Even with the driver like boosted, it's going to be tough. I was sleeping on this one, and I do get him out by about maybe a fender before he takes off. I could have got out even more, but we're 50-50 hitting boost. We both hit it. We're neck to neck, and I beat him by the splitter of my bumper. And I honestly don't know how I pulled that one out of the buck. The Crow stayed out top end. I'm surprised he didn't pull around harder. We move on to the fourth round, taking out an Imperator. And, you know, I'm just proud I made it to the fourth round. M3 Plumsy, 2 Hellfires. It's going to be a good one. Going to be close. Let's see who gets it. M3 does leave the line first. I don't know what happens to his car mid-track because he's out by about maybe half a car and goes for boost. Plumsy hits his, drives around him by about maybe a car. Plumsy moves on to the fourth round. M3, I know he's quicker than this. I know that was a race he should have won. He'll be back next week. LSX Max and Boost in his Imperator. Max is throwing down rounds with that all-wheel drive car. One of the quickest I've seen all year. And Boost in the Imperator should be a good one. I don't know what to say. The Sultan Classic gets out by about 2 cars before he leaves. He's out by about 4 maybe. Boost hits his boost and pulls around him by a bumper. He gets it with his Imperator. He wasn't ready. The flagger didn't know what he was doing, but Boost said it was okay since he did win. It would have been a rerun because there was no 5-second rule that time and Axel flagged it bad. But he still pulled around him. Those Imperators are fucking fast as fucking shit. Next round. There's 3 of us left. Me, Boost, and Plumsy. I put myself racing. I don't want to buy. I want to race. And I get matched up with Plumsy and Hellfire. I'm on top of him on the list. It should be my win. Plumsy didn't sleep on me. You know, I do tree him. I got him out by about a bumper. he was awake on the tree. And you know those Hellfire's top end speeds are crazy. I couldn't make up the ground that I missed, and you know the only way I could win my race is if I get out on them on the tree, hit good boost, and 100% run. Plumsy did outrun me. My hat's off to him. I don't know why I can beat him on a street, but on no prep, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm on top of him on the list. I can beat him any night, but tonight wasn't my night. He's up against Boost in the final. Imperator versus Hellfire. This was a good finals race. I don't care that I lost in the semis. I know I would have never put up that much of a matchup against an Imperator. Hats off to Plumsy for winning it. He wins by the splitter of the Hellfire. And Boost, I think he missed his boost or something. Something went wrong because he was out ahead by about half a car, unless the Hellfires are just that crazy. But Plumsy, congratulations of the winner of episode 2. We're going to run again this Wednesday. We're going to keep it going. We have people that don't want us to keep running, but, we just want to race. Make the memes you guys want. Hate on us. I don't care. We're literally just racing, and people want to race. I was going to cancel, but I made a poll. About 40 people said they want to stay, and about 9 said no. So the 9 people could leave or not be interested in it, and the rest can race. We're here to race. And Plumsy moves up. Boost is still number 1 in points. I'm trailing him second place by 20 points. And Boost has a good lead. He is an Imperator. I would advise to drive Hellfire Nova, but it is what it is. I want to beat him in his fastest car, and if he's the fastest in the Imperator, you bet your freaking ass I'm going to beat him in an Imperator. So me and the Crow will be back next week. We'll be back on Wednesday, and hope everyone enjoyed.